This is the Slow Rider Guide to beginner motorcycles for 2022 and 2023. If you are just learning to ride or want to learn and not sure which bike to get, keep watching because I've done all your homework for you. There are two main things I want your first bike to have. One, your first bike should be something light enough for you to manage without struggling. And two, your bike should be low enough for you to easily get both feet down flat on the ground or at least close. Having your feet firmly planted on the ground while your bike is stopped allows you to use the strongest muscles in your body, that's the upper legs, to keep the bike upright. So the bikes I have picked are all relatively lightweight and have a low seat height. Of course, once you get moving, physics takes over and you don't feel the weight of the bike. But when you're learning, the greatest chance of the bike falling over is when you come to a stop. Based on what I've said so far, you might want to rush out and find the lightest and shortest bike that exists, right? But there's one other thing to consider. You will most likely gain confidence in your riding abilities within a year or maybe a lot less. Once you start feeling more confident, you're probably going to want a bike that is bigger, badder, and faster. So these bikes that I have picked should keep you happy as you progress as a rider. The bikes I selected are in three categories: cruisers, sport bikes, and naked bikes. You may notice the lack of the adventure category. That's because almost all adventure bikes are fairly tall, and unless you have long legs, true beginners need to be careful with adventure bikes. And as a bonus at the end, I will talk about one honorable mention. These bikes are all from top manufacturers and should be reliable and long-lasting. So here we go. Starting with the cruiser category, we have these three bikes. The Rebel 500 is the baby of these three with the lightest weight by a good margin. For the faint of heart, this is a great choice. The Rebel 1100 is also a great choice for those a little more adventurous. And the Rebel 1100 is close in weight to the Vulcan S, but with a little bigger engine. The Kawasaki Vulcan S is a solid choice all around. It has the unique feature of being ergonomically adjustable from the dealer to suit the rider's size. The Vulcan S is the heaviest of the group, but with a low seat height, it's still very manageable. The star of these three may be the Harley-Davidson Nightster. This motorcycle was just introduced in 2022 and it's been getting a lot of attention, surprising many riders with how light, powerful, and agile it is. This is somewhat new territory for Harley-Davidson. It's not cheap compared to the other options here, but for the higher price tag you get a lot of bike and one that you might never outgrow. That wraps up the cruisers, now on to the sport bikes. I was torn between the Honda CBR 300R and the CBR 500R. The 500 is a little taller, heavier, and more expensive, but the larger engine means you won't be outgrowing it very quickly. The 300 should be very easy to ride, forgiving, and really economical. The Yamaha YZF is an incredible machine and deserves a spot here. However, I feel like it is overshadowed a bit by my favorite in this category, the Kawasaki Ninja 400. With an MSRP not too far from the competitors, the Ninja 400 has the largest engine and a commanding edge in horsepower and torque, yet it isn't the heaviest of the three. That said, you can't go wrong with any of these choices. So that covers the sport bikes. Let's take a look at the naked bikes. The Yamaha MT series has a widely known reputation for being really fun to ride. And the MT-03 has an unbelievably low MSRP. For what you get at that price, it's a no-brainer. The BMW G310R is built to be agile and smooth. It has quite respectable power for its small engine size and includes a lot of modern engineering. The Suzuki SV650 was too hard to overlook. All three of these bikes are supposed to be incredibly fun to ride, but with a little more weight and a lot more power, this Suzuki is one you won't be outgrowing anytime soon. And finally, in the honorable mention group, this is the Honda Navi, and it's in a category called a pocket bike. This is the bike for someone who wants a super easy, almost foolproof learning experience, or just for some fun running around town, staying off the main highways. With a seat height of 30.1 inches, the Navi is manageable for all but the very shortest of riders, and a low weight of 236 pounds means even with one foot down, the bike is still easy to manage. The 109 cubic centimeter engine with automatic transmission is only going to get you up to 50 miles an hour, so if you're hoping to hit the highway, well, that won't be happening with the Navi. But with an MSRP of $1,807, there's not much to lose. Let everyone know what your favorite beginner bike is by leaving a comment. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe if you're interested in other motorcycle content. Thanks so much for watching.